Hey everybody! We've got our big annual Crawdad Catch and Boil coming up, so it's time to make the sausage. So today, I'm making this spicy and garlicky smoked sausage that's good for any occasion, but especially good in a seafood boil. So let's get started. I'm making a 15-pound batch of sausage today, so let's take a look at the spice blend I'll be using. Now it's a garlic and red pepper sausage, so those are pretty much the only two flavorings I'm going to be adding. To start, I've got 100 grams of chili powder or chili flakes, and I'm using two kinds today. I have 50 grams of Aleppo chili flake, which is really one of my favorites to use in all kinds of recipes. It's got a ton of pepper flavor, sort of a medium heat, and I've got 50 grams of paprika, which of course has a lot of pepper flavor, but is completely mild. Now you can adjust how much of each of these you want to get to the spiciness you want. If you want a really bold and spicy sausage, go ahead and use 100% Aleppo pepper. But if you want one that's got a lot of pepper flavor and it's not going to hurt anybody, go with 100% paprika. I've also got 40 grams or 6 tablespoons of garlic powder. I've got 2/3 a cup or 168 grams of plain salt, 150 grams or a cup and a half of non-fat dry milk, and that's going to be used as a binder. And I've got 15 grams or about 3 teaspoons of pink cure number 1. As far as liquids go, you can use water or wine or beer, but whatever it is, make sure it's ice cold. I'm going to be using beer today, and I don't want anything super strong flavored, so I'm just going to use a little something easy. And this is 20 ounces. Now I'll just put all of my dry ingredients together and give them a real good shake to mix it together really well. This is an all-pork sausage, and I've got some pork shoulders here, which I really like because for this particular sausage, they've got just the right amount of fat already in them so that I don't have to trim or add anything. I just need to break these down into some pieces that are small enough for my grinder, and I'm good to go. I've got 2 big butts here, and they're weighing in at about 18 pounds, so when I get the bones out of these, I figure I'm going to be able to hit that 15-pound target just fine. Now these are also still pretty frozen, not so much that I can't cut through them, but that's a good thing because you want this to be partially frozen going into your grinder. It's going to make for a better grind because it's going to slice the meat rather than kind of smushing it through the grinder. So I'm first going to break these into some big chunks and then cut them into little chunks for the grinder. Well, lo and behold, I bought boneless pork, so this is going to be very, very easy. Now, all my grinder pieces have been out in the freezer overnight, so they're very cold. And I'm going to run 2 different plates here today for some varied texture. I'm going to run probably 3/4 of the meat through this 1/4-inch plate for some nice meaty bits. And the rest of it I'll run through this 1/8-inch plate, and that'll make some kind of smaller pieces that bind everything together really well. But you can choose whatever you like for that grind. Alright, we're ready to start grinding now. You could season the meat before you grind it, and that'll kind of help speed along the mixing, but I'm just going to kind of sprinkle that seasoning in here and there as I go, and then mix it all together when I'm done. I'll add in the last bit of the seasoning here. And I'll come in with my ice cold beer. Start working that in. Got some cotton liners under my rubber gloves so my hands don't hurt when I do this because it's still really, really cold. Now, I'm just gonna mix the heck out of this. Get everything super thoroughly mixed together. That liquid's gonna help it come together a little easier. Dig it all around. Ooh, it's got a real nice smell to it already. Thank you, Lagunitas. Right, you didn't think I was gonna have some too?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna mix this really good. It's gonna be probably 5 to 10 minutes of mixing here and make sure everything is really worked together. Now I got this pretty well mixed together, and now I'm gonna take a little bit of this and make a little tiny patty and fry it up to check for flavor. And this is an important step that I never skip. It's the only way you're gonna know if you need to add more salt or more garlic or more red pepper. You definitely want to taste it. So I'll just fry up a little silver dollar worth and give it a shot. Let's give it a try. Oh, that is gonna be great when I smoke it. All right, I'm ready to go. Now, I'm gonna pack this up, cover it up, and put this out in the refrigerator overnight to let that cure do its job and let those flavors really work in together. I'm using natural casings for this recipe, and these are hog casings, and these come dried and packed in salt. So I want to take these out, I'll rinse them, and then I'll soak them in some cold water in the refrigerator overnight. They got quite a smell to them. It is another beautiful sausage Sunday, and we're getting ready early to start cranking on some sausage. So I'll just set up my stuffer. I've got my sausage over here, my casings all hydrated and ready to go. Well, let's crank some sausage. Now I'm gonna take my casings over to the sink, pick out some nice ones, and then I'm gonna run a little water through there to puff it up, make it easier to get on the horn. And that'll slide right over the end of my faucet. I'll just push a little bit of water in there. And get it all out of there, and you're ready to go. I'll get a nice ball of my sausage mix. Kind of form a nice ball out of there. We're just trying to work out as much of the air as I can before packing it down in there. Well, get it down, pack it all around. Again, just trying to squeeze out as much air as I can. There we go. One of my casings on the horn. Put a little water on there so it goes on a little better. There we go. Just a little tag end on there. Now, that's started. Keep an eye out for air bubbles. If we get any, we'll use the little corn handle to pop them. No problem. We'll get that started. Then, just kind of loosely hold it on here. And don't overstuff it. I'm making links, so if I overstuff it, it's gonna break. There we go. Just leave a little tag in on that end too. Back up the stuffer a little so it doesn't keep squirting out of there after I pull this off. Alright, now let's go right into forming the links. This is not my strong suit, but that has not ever stopped me from trying. I'm not going to be super precise with these because they're just for a fun little party, so I'm just going to make smaller ones too so I get more servings. So I'll go with about 3.5 inches. I'll come in here, pinch it off on both ends. Now I'm making 2 sausages here. And spin that 5-6 times, remembering the direction I spin. This is where I always get into trouble, so I forget which direction I spun that one. So I turn that one away from me. So I'll move here, pinch off the next 2 spots, squeeze that, and then spin this one 5-6 times toward me. And you spin each one in the opposite direction, and that helps to keep them from unraveling. Now, I'm going to take these 2 ends that I left on there, tie them together, a nice tight knot there, kind of keep this all as one nice package. Now, go hang this on my dowels, and this is going to hang out at room temperature for 1 or 2 hours. I'll probably throw a fan on there. I just want to get these casings to dry out and get that sausage inside to bind with the casing. Now we're going to pop these in the smoker after drying out inside for a couple hours. And I'm going to run real low temp right now. No smoke, no water in the water pan. We're just going to run this at about 110, 120 to get the casings even drier. Now I've given these about an hour and a half at that 110, 120. That could vary depending on where you start, but these are nice and dry now. And so now I'm going to get some water down into this water pan, get the smoke going, and start smoking these. It's going to be a hot smoke, so between 140 and 150 degrees. And I'm going to give these 2 or 3 hours of smoke today, or until they get a really, really nice red color and smokiness to them. Alright, I've been hitting these with heavy smoke for 2.5 hours at 150 degrees. And look at that color. Absolutely beautiful. And now, so they don't dry out, I'm going to finish cooking them at 180 degrees. Now that's smoker temperature. I don't want to take the sausage temperature that high because all the fat will run out of it and completely ruin the sausage. So the smoker comes up to 180, but I'm going to pull the sausage at 155, and I'll know that because I got a little temperature probe in one of those guys. Alright, we got a temp of just about 157, so I got to get these guys out of here, cool them down real quick. So we're going to take them to an ice bath. That one's got a few minutes to go. We'll get these cooled down super quick. Then I'll take them out, hang them up to dry for a little bit, and they'll be ready. Now let's see how we did. So nice and cooled down now. Ooh. Oh, that looks great. Take a look inside of there. Ooh, I can smell that garlic. I'll give that a shot. That is absolutely delicious. It's perfectly spicy. It's not hot. We got plenty of that red pepper flavor. Garlic really stands out, and it's got a strong enough flavor that the flavor's not going to wash out in my crawdad boil. Of course, this would be perfect right on the grill. Throw it in a bun. I'll probably cook a few over the fire pit later. It's just incredibly delicious. Well, I really hope you get a chance to try this, and if you do, I know you're going to love it. Thanks for watching.